Hey everybody.
Welcome to the Artist Therapy.
At WJZZ
Cool TV. Yeah, we actually meet here on Fridays. We would love for you to come back every Friday because we just sit and chit chat. My name is Robbie Taylor. I'm the host. These are your lovely co-hosts. What's your names?
I'm Latrice. That's Simon.
How are you? And that's Miss Teeny.
Yeah. So every week we just talking about stuff. We're really good friends. We've been friends forever, and we just want to get together during this time and everything that's going on. Get together and do what? Talk about stuff.
Just talk about everything.
Arts and entertainment.
All
the
music
things going around.
What's going on in this crazy world?
Yeah. So, but we actually started watching something together. What did we start watching?
What we started watching?
The Negro. I am not your Negro.
Oh my
goodness. Not your Negro.
At all.
Oh. Well, at least some of us have that philosophy.
Yeah.
And for those who don't understand, we are not your grandfather's Negroes or our grandfather's Negroes, if you know what that means.
And that all stems from Mr. James Baldwin.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, James Baldwin, world-renowned. He was activist to me. I known him as an activist first, but also through my grandmother's love for James Baldwin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very great.
So we all watched it. What did we get from it? I loved it. I loved the piece. It takes you to a place where we are where we are now.
Yes.
Where we seem to have never overcome. It seems to be a revolving door.
Yes.
Of hate.
Eternal cycle. Of hate.
Yeah, but he was pretty deep, you know. He, at the age of 3, his mother married a Baptist priest. Not priest.
Preacher.
Baptist, preacher. There we go. That's the one.
Hallelujah.
The Baptist minister. And at some point, he thought he was going to be a minister.
So he thought.
Okay.
But God added the plans.
But, you know... Some you know where I'm
going.
There
are different types of ministry.
Right. Some ministry isn't formal. Some ministry you do
very informal.
Impersonal, private.
Yeah. And I was going to say he spoke to a lot of people. He ministered to people. I think a lot of times when we think of ministry, we think of priests and clergymen, but ministry,
deacons,
and evangelists and all that. But it's not about a title; it's about the work that
you're
doing.
It's about the work that you do.
Most definitely,
planting seeds of love, forgiveness, all that stuff, empowering
speaking
the
life
people.
Into people.
Dead situations,
absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Setting the captives free.
He was way ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was totally.
Now he put family first. That's what a lot of us forget in this day and age. But he put family first. It was about family. Because he wanted to go to college and he put college aside. It was pretty poor. So he put college aside to go out and look for a job. And he felt, you guys remember that part? He felt like, oh, well, you know.
Well, I could relate to that only because when it comes to college, growing up, nobody really explained to me the importance of it. They just said that you need to go. You need to go, but I did not know that it was going to guarantee a job in a good paying field. And then, you know, the money that you have to pay back is a lot.
With interest.
And not so much as a job, a career.
Better word. Career.
And the life it's a life-changing situation that have some guarantees of longevity, and greater doors are open.
Yes.
When you
possibly.
I'm gonna say I take that back because I'm an entertainer. I halfway went to college, and
right.
And some people, you know, it's different strokes for different folks.
It is.
And some people don't do school.
Right.
Some people aren't artistic in school, if we should say that, because we're all artistic. But it does allow you the opportunity to say, here,
I did it.
I earned it.
And this piece of paper, for whatever reason, seems, because like you said, different strokes for different folks, seems to open doors, seems to open more doors. But when you walk in by faith,
and not by sight.
And not by sight.
Come on now.
Any door can open.
Anything is
Nothing
possible
is impossible
to
with
him or
God.
her
And
that
to those who
believeth.
That's right.
Hallelujah. Amen.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yes, we are believers.
Yes, we are. And another thing
They
I
have
was
a
going
little
to say
wine.
about college too, which I think that Miss Robbie was going to bring up, that piece of paper does seem to have so much importance. However, we have seen kids in this generation and the generation before go to school, spend all these big bucks on school, have to pay it back, and they can't get a job in their field, and they're still working at McDonald's.
Exactly.
That is correct.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, what's
Landscaping.
I'm not going to say it's
yeah.
not.
Oh, God.
It's not a right, and that could be discouraging and demeaning.
Right.
To you, it's like, well, what's the purpose? But let me say this: even if you have all the book smarts in the world, you still have to have skill to go along with that.
Right.
If you have no skill to go along with your book smarts, then it's kind of just like people who don't have the common sense that God gave them.
I was about to say you have to have common sense as well
You
as
know,
skill. And
because
sometimes-
even we can go to college and get all these degrees, but we have to get. It's like a doctor. You can know all the terms, but you got to get out there and cut the
Right.
person. If you're a
Right.
surgeon, you won't ever know. What
But
it's
then
like.
with doctors, there's a percentage. There's a percentage. You at the top or you at the bottom.
That is correct.
Which
Exactly.
means
Which
you ain't.
That determines.
Absolutely.
And that
Why
determines-
did you want to be a doctor?
Right, and it also determines the field of medicine in which you will go into practice in as well.
Yes.
Because some people are good with medicine, but you may not be a medical doctor. You may just need to be a dentist or an orthodontist.
right.
Which falls in the same. Are you up here or
Percentage,
are you
right,
down
right.
here?
And or I've seen people.
But you know what? A lot of times with that is that, people go to get these degrees for parents
Yes.
Oh,
and not for self.
definitely.
But with James Baldwin, he
Yes.
was going to get that knowledge for self because he was an artist at heart.
Yes.
So that's where he wanted to do, and
His passion.
his
was
passion,
there.
and he actually bumped into a guy named Buford Delaney.
Okay.
He just felt like everything was just all cards were stacked against him, but he bumped into that divine order,
Come on, God.
First
bumped
and
into this,
foremost.
and which put him on his path.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of enlightenment. Right.
So yeah, so
And thank God, a lot of times parents do. You think that's what you have to do. You think because you have to go to school. And it was for a short period of time that was like, oh, let me go to school, because I thought that's what my mother wanted. Until my mother said, listen, if school is not in your heart, please don't waste no more of my money
Or time.
Well,
or time.
exactly.
well, that's why I went
And I
to
was like, praise God.
beauty college, because my grandmother, it was important to her for me to go, but my heart definitely was not in cosmetology school, and I only went for 2 months. And what really discouraged me was the cost.
Yes.
You know,
Of doing something that you really didn't want to do, that you were gonna have to pay for
the
eventually.
right. And one thing that they said, the terms were of the grant that I got was that you had to. They said that because I had a car note,
Oh,
that that was the reason why they were not going to give me the total grant, because if I could afford a car note,
You
then
can
I could
afford
afford
to
to
pay
pay
for
for
school.
school.
No, I'm trying to get
That's
back
so
and forth to
petty.
work and better my life. What are you saying?
That was petty.
But then that's one thing about you too, Miss Tina. You wanted to do that for your grandmother as well. However, you have the skill to do that as well. You had some
Thank you.
desire
Appreciate that.
to
Right.
want to do it, but just the schooling part, you were like, I'm
Knocked you.
not here with that.
Right.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
No.
And like you said, we all have being artists, we all have many professions
Yes.
and occupations. Because I'm a licensed massage therapist,
Yes.
Okay.
and I am a healer.
All right.
By nature, I'm a healer and a nurturer. So if
Yes.
I touch you and I'm
Yes.
like, oh, you gotta, and it's like it comes natural for me.
Right.
So that was one thing, because I believe that you shouldn't do anything that you don't love to do.
Yes,
Right.
I agree.
If you
I totally agree
if
with
you
that.
don't love it enough to do it for free,
Right. Love what you do.
Don't
focus
do
on the
it.
money.
Don't
Don't
focus
do
on
it,
the money.
baby.
Right.
don't focus on the money. Do what you love to do, and it's gonna come to you.
It is.
Yes.
And
The
I
blessings will come.
thoroughly believe that, because, like you said, school is not for everybody.
No.
But people are very talented in
Other
a
areas.
vast of
Yeah.
areas. We have many things going on. Everybody got 10 talents.
Yes.
Yeah.
At least.
You got to tap
At
into
least
them.
you just got to tap into them.
Right.
Some
And
you
being
may-
adaptable.
Yeah.
You need to slide those talents into to do what. But yeah, you know, James Baldwin's always been very inspiring. Very inspiring. You know, and he was kicking it like, you know, to white folks back in the day. It was real talk. You like it or you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
His really good friends who was on that same circuit was Malcolm X,
Okay.
Martin, Medgar Evers.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
he's like
has
our Hemingway.
He has
Yeah,
some very,
exactly.
It's like our
exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hemingway, you know,
Absolutely.
everybody looks at Hemingway. Oh, he's great. He's this and that.
Right.
But they had mental illness.
Right.
But he
Right.
still was. They did. Their family suffers severely
Right.
from mental illness. But they were talented
Hell,
as
I
all
got
get
mental
out.
illness.
We all do. We all have issues, but theirs were really.
Psychiatric.
Yes, they were very forward. very-
Psychiatric.
But here's the thing about James Baldwin is, you know, he had these pioneers in his
Yes.
corner. And they were all for the same cause. Even
Thank
though
you.
Martin and Malcolm had their differences, they all came together.
for
you
the
know.
for the greater good, for the cause.
For the
They were still
people,
for the cause,
exactly,
yes.
exactly. You know what's so funny is I was reading D.L. Hughley's "Shut Your Effing Mouth," which it was all entangled with the James Baldwin and The Godfather.
Well,
And The Godfather. Yeah, so I was like, I was loving it. You know, it's like you just thirst for all this knowledge, which empowers you.
Right.
it does.
It makes
Oh,
you
wow.
enthusiastic,
Right.
you know,
Right.
fulfilling your own goals.
Right.
These are people who are, James Baldwin he was fulfilling his mission back then when it was even harder.
Exactly.
Yes.
Going off to Paris and these other different countries
Exactly.
because, you know, he said, what did he say about America?
He said, I love America more than any other country in this world. And exactly for this reason, I insist on the right to criticize perpetually. And that word perpetually really defines where he was at emotionally, mentally. The constant struggle, the constant battle, the constant reassurance, the constant wanting to appease people, get validation that we will never truly ever get.
Right.
Can attain. It's
Yeah.
like perfection. Nobody's looking for. They shouldn't be, because how
Right.
much you give it in return?
No.
Well,
you know.
well, you know, we try anyway.
We do.
We do what we can.
We do.
Right.
We do what we can.
And that's quoting. That's a song lyric, actually.
Oh, is it Mr. Simon?
It is. I'm sorry. Yes, it
The
is. Not for
singer.
me. Not for
It's
me.
a song, bro.
Not for me. From Cher. It's a song called "Runaway," and she said how nobody's looking for perfection because how could you give it in return?
Exactly.
I said that's deep.
That's
That's
the
deep.
one.
So yeah, I love James Baldwin, and
Yes, he's
we still on it to this day, Mr. Baldwin, trying to get there, trying to be there,
Definitely.
trying to. And you know, we live on this one little planet. We got this one little planet to work with, and we still can't get it right. Why is that?
Yeah.
Oppression.
Oppression.
Oh,
It's oppression.
I'm the better race.
Right. It's oppression.
Or I can do
it's
anything you can do better.
entitlement. It's oppression. It's oppression trying to keep the oppressor trying to keep us oppressed. It's entitlement of you don't deserve what I got because I'm me.
But we are the original people.
They don't want to believe.
No, exactly.
That's why they hate so
Yeah,
hard.
and that's why we need to. You know, we got a lot of young folks out there that don't get it.
But that's the thing. The thing about it is, we have to know who we are
Yeah.
before.
First of all, know who you are and who you are.
And before anyone else can respect who we are, we have to respect.
Come on,
Right.
that's right.
So it's a lot of entangled things in that with the Black Lives Matter. And I
Yeah.
say it all the time. A
And that constantly-
a lot of times people get mad at me and they're like, I said Black lives have to matter to Black lives first.
first and foremost.
They have to matter to us first and foremost, and then they always want to say no, but that's not what I'm talking about. Well, that's where it derives
Hey,
So
from.
what are you talking about?
What are you
then?
talking?
That's where we're at.
I'm talking about the police brutality. Yes, I'm aware of police brutality and how it has affected
All
as
of
a
us
whole, because
right.
when it happens to one of us, it happens
It
to all
affects
of
us
us.
all.
Because it could be one of us at any moment. So I'm well aware of that aspect of it. But again, first and foremostly, we have to get to the point that, okay, it's got to matter to us.
Right.
It's like when the neighborhoods are blight,
And not some of
Oh.
us.
the neighborhoods are blight from
Oh, God.
people, from wealthy African Americans that came here to purchase a home from down south and leave
Absolutely.
something and
For their
leave
grandchildren.
something for their children and grandchildren. They were trying to leave legacies and things
And
for them
now
to
it's
have,
all went to hell.
and they passed away and went on to glory
Uh-huh.
and left them to their children who
And-
totally had
and
no regard for it
grandchildren, yeah.
because they didn't work for it
Right.
and they didn't earn it. It wasn't there. Somebody
And
just
so
gave
what?
it to them. And so
But-
what? I'll get another one.
Will
There
you?
is no. It
Is
was not
that the
symbolic.
concept?
Look, will you
Oh
get
my
another
God.
Maybe, maybe not.
one? Maybe not.
Maybe not because you don't appreciate
More than likely
what
not.
was given to you. Exactly.
Because I remember the stories that my great grandmother used to tell about. She would get up every day, catch the bus. She would say the
That's
symptom
not a good
bus,
angle of me.
which was the smart bus, honey.
That is not no
which
good
is the
angle
I
of
smart
me.
got,
bus.
I got a frontal angle if you did.
It's a whole bunch.
Oh,
of them,
no,
honey.
and it's down
a
low.
whole bunch.
No, it ain't that
Which is-
low.
which is
I
the,
focus pretty good.
Which is, which is
That's
the
supposed to
smart
be
bus
turned
and all
on
of
you.
that. Well, no, she was catching the bus to work.
I'm sorry,
to pay
go
for,
ahead.
it's okay. She was catching the bus to work to pay for her house.
Your grandmother.
My grandmother.
Great grandmother.
Great grandmother was catching the bus to work, get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, going out there to the white man's. They would cross 8 Mile, and she say, catching the bus every day. Can you imagine that getting up at 5 to catch the bus at 6? That's a lot of work, and got to walk 3 blocks, long blocks.
That's what
On and off, and you're a server at work, you're a waitress, you're in the kitchen, you're
That's
doing
dedication.
And that's how she pays. She said that's how I paid for my house.
And that's how
man.
that's how a lot of people pay for their house. And
That is
bought,
correct.
And bought another one. And another one. They own many houses and a whole lot of land catching the bus.
And just that story alone, you would think that the children or the grandchildren would be like, dang, grandma really, she did a whole lot. We ain't got to do all that.
So what? All right, so we get ready to go to a station break. So yeah, we just wanted to thank you for stopping in at WJZZ Cool TV, our new show, The Artist Therapy.
Hi, thank
Hello,
you. Sir.
yeah.
ZZ Cool TV.
You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, which I never heard of.
Which I was not.
I don't either. Is that like a switch with an edge? I don't know. What is
It's
that?
good to
Are
learn
you
something
cussing?
new.
Right, I know.
Okay, you
I-
a Twitch.
Right, you're a Twitch. But yeah, so you could tune in to some of those little areas to watch
Well, check us out.
WJZZ Cool
Cool
TV.
TV.
Yeah.
Each and every Friday.
Each and every
7 p.m.
Friday at 7 p.m.
Artist
yes.
Therapy.
The Artist Therapy, yes.
With your fabulous host, Miss
Roddy.
Tina.
And
Nortrees.
Nortree, Simon,
Simon.
and Miss Teeny. So yeah, so we're gonna move on to that next piece that we saw that I absolutely love. The Black Godfather. Did y'all see the Black Godfather? If you didn't, check it out.
I gotta check it out.
Oh, you didn't check it out?
No.
I'ma fight you.
Are you guys talking about my grandfather? Because that's what he was to me.
Clarence Evans.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
I love that
Come on,
piece.
House for After Hours.
Tell it to me. I might be
Tell
able to
us.
relate.
We're intrigued. Miss
But didn't you see it?
No, I lived it as my childhood. No, I lived it as my childhood. Oh, look, I'm talking too much.
The Black Godfather. You didn't see
Listen.
Mr. Clarence Evans? He was that guy.
Where's Avon?
Yes, I know your mother
Okay,
gotta know
okay.
him.
I know. I'm very familiar.
I
with him.
know.
I know him. I just didn't know. I didn't get around.
You know, it's been the wine, sorry.
It's been the wine, whatever.
It's okay.
It's been the wine.
Yeah,
that
but
they're
it was
drinking
it was
for
a
you.
very
We
good
don't blame
piece.
no
It was
wine.
on Netflix. If you didn't catch it, is they did it last year, and a guy I work with in the Black Filmmakers Foundation, Mr. Reginald Hudlin. You might know him from House Party. Yes.
I
House
think I
Party.
did see the Black Godfather.
Yeah, the
I see a lot of stuff.
Right now, right?
That's great.
I watch a lot of stuff. Yeah.
He was that deal. He still is that
He
deal. He
still
was that
is.
one that you make that phone call to. He actually started off with Dinah Washington.
Clarence,
really?
Clarence has blessed a lot of people.
Yes, Dinah Washington. Dinah Washington.
Detroit's own, Sherelle.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Affair.
Saturday Love.
I know. I remember back in
just
the day,
watched
me and
her,
Kim was in the car, and Kim
Unsung.
and Rhonda,
Unsung,
her
yes.
sister, was talking about, oh, my sister's gonna be a singer. She let us hear that tune. It was like, what?
Fragile. I
And-
didn't mean to turn you off.
Yes, yes.
Right. King
So
Kong.
he was that phone call you made for them deals. Hank Aaron, just before he broke Babe Ruth's record. Clarence was
Okay.
like, are they gonna be like giving you an endorsement? So he was very adamant about this man, Hank Aaron, getting this endorsement. And Hank was kind of like, it was like, okay, he's never really gotten much from being, you know, in terms of no endorsement, but he got a really huge, big endorsement from Clarence going in there talking to Mr. Man, laying it down. This is what it's gonna be. That's the type of
And
guy
that's
he was.
it, yeah.
That's the type of guy he was. He was very deep, or he is, because he's still on the planet.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank
First
you.
and foremost.
He's responsible for Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Terry.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He put them on the map. He's that guy. And I can't believe y'all didn't watch it.
Well,
Benny Medina.
I'm going to watch it.
Y'all watch Fresh Prince Benny
You know
Medina?
who
Yes,
Benny
we
Medina
know
is.
who
I
Benny
definitely.
Medina is.
Well, who you think hooked that up?
I know. I just didn't. I
I'ma
didn't
fight
put
you
the two.
after
No,
the
I know
Oh,
all
no.
the details. I just didn't put
Right, she's so
the
feisty.
two together.
Very.
She want to fight. I'm a black Jamaican queen. I have 37 jobs.
Wow.
And you do them well.
Artists gotta stay busy.
No.
Okay.
It took everything I had to wash my behind in 12 minutes and get here on time.
We'll eat it.
But yeah, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Janet Jackson. We worked
Prince.
with Barry Gordy. Yeah.
Of course, Janet
So
Jackson.
if you haven't seen The Black Godfather,
Clarence Avant is the black.
yes,
Godfather.
he is. Diddy talked about him being in a situation a couple times, having to call him, and he worked it out. There was a situation where
With a simple phone call.
simple phone call to him, yeah, and that whole Biggie incident. So he had to hurry up and get him out of town before that. You know, they did the whole. Y'all gotta watch it. Y'all gotta watch it. It's really deep.
I see.
Y'all gotta watch it.
We're gonna watch
Okay.
it.
I see.
But yeah, he had a 9th grade education.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna turn it on right now.
Well,
Turn it on.
Hey, remember it's about experience.
It is.
Good
9th
teacher.
grade education, exactly. Sometimes you don't, it's about hands-on.
Hands-on learning is the best
Amen.
knowledge.
Because sometimes you pay, like we talked about college just a few minutes ago, you pay all that money to go to college.
Yes.
And
But-
you end up working at McDonald's still.
and you
Yeah.
don't, and you don't, and it's a
And you're
lot-
not
You might
interested.
manage
it's
one,
a
but you
lot
didn't
of
go to
in-
school for
it's
that.
a lot of
Yeah.
information that you will miss in school simply because of attention deficit.
Absolutely.
So
That
you
was
can
me
go
back in
to
high school.
That's real.
I
Because if you lose
think
my attention,
nothing of a
shade on
computer.
you.
Today I was
Turn
on
around
the
on you.
computer. Today I was on the computer taking some exams for
Put that up there. Yeah, put that up there. Don't be putting that on me. I
For-
don't want the camera
Hush,
on me the
lady,
whole
hush.
You have to
time.
get used to being
Hush,
seen.
lady.
You guys, you know what? I'm never in
Hush.
front of the camera. I'm
Well,
always
today-
behind
well,
the
today-
camera.
Today you are going to
Well-
be
Get over it.
Well, I
On
like
the
it,
camera.
especially if I can control it. You know?
Exactly.
See, I don't know if my makeup is on right now. I was
Well,
out
let me
sweating before
let me
I came
just
out.
tell you this. I am a camera craftsman. I love videography and cinematography. So I am not
Put it
going
up
to
there.
Thank
take
you for tuning in.
it's on me. I am not
Oh, it is
going
okay,
to
good.
take a bad shot of you. If it was
My
on you, I
reception
would
is
make
bad.
sure that it was
It's
the
cutting
right
off.
angle.
I got bags. I was up late. Yeah.
It's all in the focus.
Yep. Highlighters.
All of that.
Highlighter,
See?
highlighter. I have.
Look.
I've been up for 2
Highlighter.
It's
days.
gonna be 17 forever.
See, I got
guarantee you.
the camera on myself, and my baby hair is not laid down
But no one
properly
knows.
because
It looks great.
Hey,
It's okay.
my
And
baby,
it's okay.
my baby hair is really thick, and I don't mind. I don't mind.
You're a black African.
I was
queen.
trying to slick
Yes.
it down,
You look
but
beautiful.
You do.
humidity
That's not our
would
friend.
not allow me to do such.
Jealous because we gotta
But I'm
she
still
said
enhance. We've got to enhance
Yes,
to get them
yes.
lips
Look
over
at
here.
Yeah.
No makeup,
Gotta
Right
make my
back.
nose try
no
to.
makeup,
Look,
no
right
gel.
side lie.
Look, no makeup, no gel. No, nothing. Just some
Oh, you
soap
look
and
fabulous.
water.
You look fabulous.
And I smell divine.
Thank you for doing
Well,
that for
that's
us.
important. For those of you who have smell-o-vision, we all smell
Right.
delicious here. Okay,
We smell
so many
delicious
different
in here.
fragrances.
So that,
Yes.
you trying to sidetrack from talking about the Black Godfather.
No,
Oh,
I'm
my
not.
goodness.
No, I'm not. I got it.
So, y'all gotta watch The Black Godfather if
Yes.
you haven't seen it. It's an absolutely encouraging piece. Now, what we were talking about, my thing about Clarence is he was very encouraging. He was the what do you need? He got it foul mouth, but he was like, what do you
Right.
need?
What do you
All right,
need?
call me
in
up.
How can I
a
help you? Yes, how can I help
Very
you?
coming
I
young.
love.
So, and that's
Korean.
what
see it too.
a lot of times we're missing. What do you need? It's not about
Yeah.
self and being
Exactly.
self-absorbed.
Exactly.
What you need?
He was, and because he was that type of person, when he got in a jam, a major jam, he called on his friends. He knew everybody, white, black, green, yellow. He called on his friends because he got in a jam, and they came to his aid because
He was
that's
always
what he
there for
put out.
them.
That's what he put out, and
Exactly.
what you put out is what you get back.
Exactly.
And
Amen.
because he was able to, in whatever area that he knew that he was capable of making things happen, he did that.
Right.
So once you have a situation and you have blessed all of these different types of people,
Right.
Lawyers, doctors, you have everybody on speed dial.
Right.
You
Yeah.
have a Rolodex.
They're at your
Yeah.
your beck and call in a sense because that's the energy you put
Yeah,
out.
exactly. Let me tell you about Don Cornelius.
Okay.
Don
Oh,
Cornelius.
train.
Very controversial.
No. We're not talking about Don like we talk about Clarence and Don in terms of how he came to his aid. Because Dick Clark was trying to
Was trying
sabotage
to
that
sabotage Soul Train because
Yeah,
of
he was trying to
American
sabotage.
Bandstand.
Yes, he was trying to
Two different
sabotage.
things. Get
Two,
over
but-
it.
but-
But I get
That's
it.
But
controversy.
they had the very same concept, and it was a black man.
Right.
It was a
But
black man.
but you know what Clarence did? Y'all got to watch the Black Godfather. Clarence went and what?
he
Shut
deaded
it
that
down.
situation right quick.
Shut it down.
Hey, Dick.
What do you need?
You know, I didn't want to
What do
believe
you
that
need
Dick
and what
actually
is the
did
problem?
that.
Yeah,
I-
because Dick Clark just seems so
He-
hi. It's 1955. I
But
love everybody.
he was an entitled
And
he was an entitled white
but-
man.
But what? But,
still.
but what the
felt
name of the
innocent.
show was called was Soul Unlimited. The Soul Unlimited.
Okay.
So.
So,
All right, so we got another station break. Yeah, thanks for tuning in to WJZZ Cool TV.
Yeah.
This is a show called The Artist Therapy. We're on WJZZ Cool TV every Friday
night
at
at
7 p.m.
See us all.
We talk
Yeah.
about whatever you want to talk about. So you guys
And
can also
more.
call in and
And
tap
more.
into
Ain't
us.
nobody
Yeah.
calling in here.
Send us a
Ain't
text.
nobody
Y'all can
calling
sit,
in.
watch,
Yeah.
go
If
watch
they
it.
do call in,
watch
we're
us
gonna
We'll
live.
just take personal phone
we'll
calls.
take the call. We'll
Watch
take the
us
call.
live.
Somebody
and-
just called in. I was
We'll
like,
take
not
the
right now.
Okay, all you have to do is watch us live and tune in at
Say it that way,
WJZZ
too.
Cool
TV.
TV.
Artist Therapy every Friday
Friday
at
every
7
7 p.m.
p.m.
Watch
If you
us.
have questions or you have anything that you would like for us to talk about, any
Any-
TV shows,
Books.
Let us know.
songs,
Books.
books,
Books.
ain't nobody reading that much.
Text us, inbox
Text
us.
us, inbox us.
Message
like today,
us,
I wanted to talk about this because I ran across this old CD,
All right, let's talk about it.
Motown. Motown
Not
legends.
Motown again.
Michael Jackson. But hey, it's no getting around Motown. But this
It's no
right
getting
here,
around Michael Jackson.
This right here is Michael Jackson.
True.
And people, there are some songs on here. If you've never heard this CD,
Tell us what's on there we ain't heard of.
Michael Jackson, he has a song
Shake and
called he has a song called Maria. And I swear he had to be about 8 on here, but the boy's vocal range was incredible at that age.
Wow.
So you have to check it out. I was just listening to it in the car like, dang, I'm thinking of somebody who could remake some of these songs because
Really?
some of these songs have never been really played on the radio or that I
Then they
know
just
of.
do.
Now, when you say remake, are you saying for a child to remake them or an adult?
Anybody.
Whoever
wait.
has that type of
Not
range.
like
Vocal
when it was
ability.
in the movie. Now, was he really 8 then, or was he 12? Because 8 is
He was
cuter
about
than
56.
12. Remember,
Well, he was
56.
about 17.
8 is cuter than 12,
He
but
was-
that's the
he
way it
was-
said. 8 is cuter than 12.
He was about 17 but he looked like he was 5 because he had such a baby face.
That's why I said I waited.
Yeah.
With it. He did. He said, "Why can't I say I'm 8? Because, honey, I'm 12 because 8 is cuter than 12.
Right.
It sells more records.
Right.
8 is cuter than 12.
Even
Well,
back then.
we all want to stay young forever.
Don't we do?
Forever.
Yeah.
All right, so we've been talking about a bunch of stuff in here today, but it's time to actually switch channels. We got another group coming in to talk about some other stuff. And so Nortrees, Teeny, and Simon are going to have to vacate.
Oh,
We
signing
love
off.
you.
Yes.
But I do
Vacating
love each and
at this
every one
point,
out
and we'll be
there.
back
Thank you for
next
watching
Friday.
us.
Next
Stay
Friday.
tuned.
We'll see
though.
you then.
We're leaving, but the show is still on.
Right.
So tune in
Yes.
to I'm sorry. WJZZ.
And she ain't even had no wine.
I don't even drink. WJZZ
Cool TV.
The
Every
Artist
Friday.
Therapy.
Artist
every
Therapy.
Friday.
7 p.m. We love you.
Now we're going to the second segment. We'll be right back. Or we're not actually going anywhere.
Then now we're going to finish up after 8 o'clock right out there.
Oh,
See you later.
no.
All right.
Sit back, have a glass of wine. Hell, what else you got to do during
What else you got to do?
What else
Right.
you gotta do?
Right.
Guys are too much.
I thought I was, you know, I was grabbing stuff. I put on some high heels. I was like, let me hurry up.
Hey, thank you so much.
The shoe I was looking for.
Wait.
I think she went to the bathroom.
Interesting.
I can't get the
So
shoe
yeah,
back.
so don't go anywhere. Hey, Kizzy,
Why did you not?
Miss Sane, David's on there. You see David? Hey, David. Low network connection. Okay.
Did you get some nuggets? Oh, no. Right.
So yes. You recorded? Too? You recorded?
It's live, but I can't figure out why it's not trying to share right now.
Okay.
Y'all
Look
see?
at Noella, her cute little glasses.
Y'all see? I had all my stuff, my little gel.
Yeah. I got some white glasses kind of
Look,
like
I
that.
was ready.
Wait, let me show you who's making it down here, girl. We actually had a
I
break
didn't
right
even
now.
do
I
my
guess a little
quote.
bit.
I'm mad.
Oh, that's so much talking about college life.
All right.
Where's Whit?
I think she went to the restroom.
No, she said she was feeling sick.
Maybe
Uh-oh.
what she ate. Or maybe somebody needs to stay there then.
Okay, I'll sit here too.
All right.
I cannot.
What'd you guys go out and eat? Garbage.
Can somebody?
Well, I got water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't get any garbage? Oh, yeah. Oh, you okay, Whit?
Yes.
Okay.
Stomach bothering me. Feeling my sister.
You
Being
lied.
taped.
You lied. Don't tell the people.
Don't throw up on mine.
Don't tell you. Don't tell the people that you got the BGs. I cannot get my thing to play.
Oh, no.
I can't get it to share. It's just on here. Who's charging, Miss Teeny?
No, that's mine.
So we shall see in a few moments. Miss No Trees. Hey, Kenny. Hey, Mr. Brian. I haven't seen you in a long time. What's up? What's up? What's up? I've known Kenny since 10th grade. All right, so we're actually on.
Awesome.
Right? So we got Whit here. Bree. And Noelle, who I think is getting her little beverage to quench her thirst. Yes. So we're going to talk about this other little show. How y'all been?
Been excellent.
Been
Well,
excellent?
trying.
You guys look great.
At least today I am.
I know you just got back in from vacation, right? A little bit.
Yes.
We all need a little vacation, though I haven't been anywhere
I
thus
needed
far.
it. I felt like I've just been stuck
I
in the
needed a
house.
vacation. Whew.
So, all right. So, we're gonna talk about a show that you guys watched. Everybody here watched that show called what?
Married at first
Married at
sight?
first sight.
But actually, they don't know you guys' names. So go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Okay, I'm Bree.
I'm Noelle. I'm Whitney.
Little Whit. So welcome, guys. These are the babies. They so innocent. So we're gonna talk about what you guys watched, which was what we all watched, which was Married at First Sight.
Okay. Well, for me, Married at First Sight is a very interesting show because I like the whole concept actually. I like the concept of getting to the altar and not knowing your husband. It's like it's an excitement. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds terrifying to me, but go
It
ahead.
sounds terrifying, but when you look at the show, it's only they give you so much time,
Right.
and either it's gonna fail or it's gonna work.
Right.
Either you can try it or not. And people could pretend like they somebody, and you could know them years, and
You're
still
absolutely
not know
right.
them.
Mhm.
So
Right.
for me, it's not a difference really because I've been there. I've dated someone. I thought they were one way. And at
Me
the end of
too.
the day, I didn't know who I was dating. So,
Yep.
you know, at least they're going through criteria and they give
Yeah.
them thorough background checks
Okay.
before even going on the show.
So you don't have a real stalker.
Right.
Okay. As long as they look good. What? Okay. So what did you get out of it?
I really liked it, honestly, because I feel like
I know you said this is a favorite show of yours. Yeah.
it is. Because it allows you to really get to know someone without seeing them. I feel like when we meet men or men meet women, the first thing that they look at is your outside appearance.
Yes.
So I feel like it get a chance for a person to get to know that individual internally. And then once they see that individual, I feel like that's just an extra on top of
okay.
actually
Yeah.
really getting to know them on like the mental side, emotional side, the spiritual side of things as well. So I really liked it.
You did. What you think, Miss Noel?
I liked it. It's entertaining for me to watch, but they crazy.
Right, because you're in a real relationship.
Yes, like what Brianna is saying, you can be with somebody for years and really not get to know them. And it even made me like, I kind of went, I did go to the next episode in that season 9, and I like fast forwarded because I wanted to see how the wedding was. I wanted at least one person to be like, no, that ain't my type. But it seemed like they were all good looking people, so they were like kind of lustful.
Well educated.
Yeah.
They say out of all of those couples, 6 actually went off into a real steady marriage and 4 I think with children. But my thing is, you know what I watched before this show? I watched Dating in the Dark.
Never seen it.
Never seen them.
Dating in the Dark, that
Pods.
was a while ago. And then it was Dating in the one with the room.
Oh,
Where you
Pods
that
was
one.
crazy.
That
That
was
was
good.
real entertaining.
That was really
That was
entertaining.
great.
But I think I like Married at First Sight. One, because the individual that's over the show, he's a minister.
Right, I did
And,
see that.
you know, his first lady. So I feel like they
had a black
were really, they
black
were
minister.
African American.
Yes.
Which I was shocked to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were African American. And I feel like they really did their homework to really fit good couples together. And what I liked about the couples that actually got married, I followed them on Instagram and they're still married until this day. They have businesses together.
How long? What's the time frame?
I want to say a year.
Okay.
Yes,
That's
I want to
what I
say
was
a
thinking.
year if I'm correct, but I don't know 100%. But I really liked it though. Like
Okay.
I liked it that whenever they had problems, they actually had a counselor to come in and really find out, okay, what it is, what's wrong. Like, is it your communication? How can we fix it? I like the fact that throughout the entire show, they had them do different type of activities throughout the show
Right.
to actually work on various areas that they needed to work
Right.
on so that they actually can have a successful
Right.
relationship
The long
or rather
term.
a successful marriage
Right,
long
marriage.
term.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, another thing, back to what Whitney was just saying, that's something that I like because a lot of times with just meeting someone and dating, you don't go to counseling. You know, everybody is not open to counseling, but
Right.
on that show, it's
You
a
have to
requirement.
be,
It was a
yes.
requirement.
It's required
Yes.
to go to counseling because I feel like through relationships, a lot of times it's a fine line between what you can work on and what you can't work on. And I
Right.
feel like the pastor and the other experts, they give you the insight on, okay, well, this can be changed because on that episode, it's a girl, what's her name? Iris. And she
That was my
She was
favorite.
the virgin.
she was a
favorite
virgin.
couple.
But
Oh yes.
Yes.
and I felt like they were a good pair. I like how understanding that the guy was, but I did feel like she could have been just a little bit more mature. She
Yes.
really held on to her virginity, but it's like, now you married, and I understand that you don't know this man,
Right.
but it's still just like, really kind of. I feel like if she was more mature minded and a little bit more open and really not holding on, that was like her prize for her.
Yeah.
Right.
And to me, she went into the marriage like they were just dating, not like they were married. So
Married.
she
Because she
still-
had nothing to base it on. You
Yeah.
know, you got no
That's all she
experience.
knew. That's
You
all
got
she
no
knew.
experience.
Right.
But
Right.
also, I feel
Fairy.
like
She was a little fairy tale-ish.
She was.
and I think she really
Unrealistic.
liked that aspect of herself.
because I also feel like, okay, it's good, you're a virgin, but I feel like the activities that the counselor was having them do, it wasn't an intent to make her have sex. It was more so to make her become comfortable
Right.
with being sexual with her husband.
Right.
You don't have to actually have sex,
Right.
but to just interact
Right.
on that level to see if you guys are a match
Dirt.
on that sexual level,
Right.
Exactly, because that's important. Because I mean, in a marriage, if you're gonna be together, you want to make sure, and it's even counselors for that, where you can
Yes.
work on, your sexual compatibility.
Right.
And I think those things are important to talk about openly in a marriage, because I think that those things often lead to cheating a lot. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I had male friends that have talked about, their wives. I have a lot of guy friends. And they have talked about their wives holding out.
Exactly.
I said, well, you got to go to your wife and talk to her. I mean, we were super cool, but you got to be able to go to your wife and tell her. Break it down.
Exactly.
The importance of it,
A lot of times people are easily offended without understanding and without knowing. I hear a lot of people talk now about a love language. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing your partner's love language.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people are not really invested in learning that about the other person. And I think that's important even before you go into a serious relationship, because a lot of relationships break up over sex and money, finances, and and sex. I know somebody right now, and they'll be like, their wife is not, you know what I'm saying. Of course, I always tell them, I don't feel comfortable discussing certain things when I know you're married, because it's just, to me, I'm not a married person, so I can't really give you the full efficient advice that you would need.
Right. You're not a counselor.
I'm not a counselor.
See, I didn't get to watch the whole season, but Iris and that dude was my favorite couple, because they look fairy tale-ish,
They look good
and it
together.
looked
Well,
like it was gonna work out.
Yeah.
And so I was surprised when Whitney was like, "Oh, it actually didn't work out." It kind of hurt my feelings. But what I was surprised to find out was that lady with the big personality.
Yes.
And that like financial, I don't know. He was like some type of accountant
He was
or
a
something.
math. Oh no, you talking about with the red hair?
Yeah.
Yes.
They worked out. Jamie, I think that.
No, they looked like they were really going to be a mismatch. Like,
Okay, but remember, you just said you thought the show was a little crazy. So, some aspects of it can pan out.
it can work out for some people. It's entertaining for me to watch.
Right.
It's crazy. It's something that I would
Okay.
never do. But hey, if you're a single woman,
Right.
a
Yeah.
single
And that's for
man,
you, and you
you're
open
looking for
enough.
somebody, and you're open to that.
I would
then
definitely do.
I would definitely do it.
Me too.
I would
I
not.
would.
I would. I would be open to it, just because, like Whitney said, people, they not in that. I hear a lot of the women say, is he gonna be attracted to me? I never hear the men say it, but I always hear the women say, is he gonna be attracted to me? So to go into a situation like that, and I know you didn't watch season 9, but I did see season 10, and it was a couple on there, Zach and Mindy, and he really wasn't attracted to her like that. But
Okay, so going back to dating in the dark, do you think what happened with dating in the dark is you getting to know this person in the dark, and you love everything about them in the dark before you even see them?
right.
Right.
Would you guys do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not me.
I mean,
I honestly
But
feel
it's
like,
no different, really, because
I mean, because
somebody I haven't seen. So
Right,
well, see, I haven't seen that. That's a show, right?
Right, it was a show years ago.
Okay, so see, I can't really say because I've never seen that show. But
You are just getting to know this person. Yes, all on that order.
Was it called In the Dark or World?
It was Dating in the Dark.
It's
It was
Dating in the Dark.
actually
I know what
Dating
you're
in the
talking about.
Dark.
That's completely
Okay.
different. Yes.
Right, but you still don't. Right, you
Okay.
still don't know that person. You've never seen them.
I mean, for
It's
me,
just you don't
I would
know
love to
marriage.
still get a chance to get to know that person, but I still feel like I would need to see them.
Well, that pod thing was, you remember that guy, that there was a black couple on there,
Oh,
and they got along beautifully, but he came to her with his truths
Oh
She
yes,
wasn't ready
yes.
for that. But he should have revealed that
in the
pod.
beginning. Exactly.
Yes.
Revealed it. That was
Because
something
I got a
important.
problem. I'm sorry, I don't have, but for me as a woman, I understood why she,
Right.
had her problem with this.
He was very
He was
disrespectful.
bisexual.
He was.
He was disrespectful.
And she wasn't
because when
judging him
she
off at
came to
first.
him to try to
Yeah.
have a conversation,
was
he
very
got
defensive.
so defensive. He got really, really defensive. So
Yeah, he did get defensive. And
then he-
started attacking her appearance.
yes,
Talking about her wig. And I said,
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He showed
That
who
told-
he truly
that
is.
told
and
his
I don't
true
even think that
personality.
he was. I
But
think he
exactly
knows
like
exactly
we
which way
said,
he
and
wants to
he
go.
should have said that to her in the beginning, because after the fact that he said he was bisexual, she would have been able to determine early on
Yeah.
whether or not she wanted to continue.
Yeah.
But you continued to date this woman knowing that you was dating men
Right.
and leading her, telling her everything she wanted to hear. But if you were skeptical, then again, you should have said it in the beginning so that down the line you wouldn't have any issues. Now your feelings hurt, her feelings hurt. I mean, come on now.
I honestly feel like he did that for show, though.
Yeah, he did.
But at the end, he still seemed like he was really
one of
hurt.
the
He
first
wanted.
things he should have mentioned.
Yeah,
That was very
I think it's more so to me. I feel like he felt bad
he did.
and he was embarrassed. So I feel like he had to
didn't
come
like how
on
he
TV
tried
to.
It was
how to
really
react to it,
narcissistic
yeah.
how he tried to revert and put it off on her and made it
Yes.
seem like she had a problem with him because of his sexual preference, opposed to a problem with you not being completely honest with me, giving me a chance to say, okay, I'm comfortable with this.
Right.
I mean, because that's big. It's one thing when you competing and worrying about your significant other cheating on you with another woman, but then when you open
This
up
is
a whole-
both.
This is both. This is opening up a whole nother world.
Yeah.
You go whichever the wind blow you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's fine if that is how you feel, but I feel like that is something you let people know up front,
Because that could
don't
become
know.
very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes, it can.
On one end or the other, she could try to do something to you, and you, because she dumped you, do something, so it's like,
Yeah.
but okay, so moving right along, we gotta do a little station break, which is we're gonna mention WJZZ Cool TV. This is the Artist Therapy. We are here every Friday at 7 p.m. having a good time. We're just actually really good friends that just wanted to be doing something during our our lockdown, and we all been tested. So
Quarantine.
yeah, quarantine.
This
so
is
we
a
just
way to get out the
we
house.
just talking, and we just
Relax,
having some
have some
wines and chit chatting like we always do. So we want to talk about the intruder next. The intruder.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was good. Just typical.
Dennis Quaid and Megan Good and
Yep.
Michael
Ely.
Ealy.
Joseph Yeah.
Sakura.
Yeah, Michael Ealy used to date Halle Berry. I loved them as a couple, but they didn't last very long. Did you guys know that?
I
No.
didn't know that.
I
didn't
didn't.
See how long? That's how long they last. They didn't last very
Yeah,
long.
but
They
Been
look
one
good
second.
together though.
They look fabulous together.
Yeah,
But
I'm
anyway,
sure
then she got with a dude, and then dude, and then dude after that. Then anyway, so the intruder. I always loved Dennis Quaid as an actor. I've loved Megan Good since my cousin. What's his name? Skeeter. No,
yeah,
yes, my
Cousin
cousin
Skeeter,
Skeeter. You guys remember watching that?
Yeah.
I watched that with my kids.
That
But
was one of my
anyway,
favorite shows.
yeah, my cousin Skeeter. But Megan Good was in that movie. I always talk about, I love where the movie takes us to. It took us to, if we weren't in the hood,
Yes.
Yes.
There was no shoot 'em
Not
up, bang
typical
bang.
Nope.
We were not on a slave ship.
Yes.
None of that. It was a very nice. It was a beautiful setting. I love what the house was. It was
Well-to-do
absolutely.
family.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
very beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. They didn't have any
was nice.
kids, but it was nice. And then Mr. Dennis Quaid. Does anybody remember his name in the movie? No,
Hold on.
What?
Just a
What
Mr. White.
was it?
Mr.
And it
White.
should be
I don't know, but it's Dennis Quaid. Is
fresh
his real
on my
name.
head right
Was
now.
it Bill?
But the point is, he sold them the house. Why are you still here?
Exactly.
Why are
That
you
was
still
my main
visiting?
concern. And
I'm
so
not in the
it's very
neighbors.
odd.
I don't know none of my neighbors except that one little lady. Y'all know that little ranch house next to us
Yes.
is a Trump supporter. Barely. And I like her because she nosy. She see people that ain't got no
Yeah.
business. But other than that, I barely speak to her. I don't know any neighbors. I like to you mind your business. I'm minding mine.
I
See,
like
I'm
that.
kinda
but I
opposite.
miss the old way of you knowing your
Yeah.
neighbors and people, kind of having that sense of community. I like that, but it has to be with the right people. And
Right.
These days, people, their mind is so everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
You know, so.
I like the fact of having a relationship with your neighbor, so your neighbor
Yeah.
can look out for
Your
you.
neighbor they gonna look
Anything
out
happen
anyway.
At your house, they gonna
Yes.
tell you.
Yeah. That's what that little lady right there,
If
the
I
Trump
need some
supporter,
salt,
gonna
can
do.
I come over and borrow some salt,
Okay.
Yeah,
please?
so
Yes.
I had a neighbor
Yes.
like that before.
Okay, so the intruder. The intruder was a trip, wasn't he?
It was.
Yes.
It was a trip. I really didn't like how the wife questioned her husband so much though, because the actions of the intruder himself were really not adding up. It was just weird to me. I mean, me as a woman, and I feel like woman has those instincts
Right.
Yeah.
first. So for her instincts to be so off, it was just a. And I know they wrote it like that.
Naive. She was as
Yeah.
naive
Right.
as she could be, and it was sickening.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
Inviting him in
It was
because
just like, if you sold me a house and you were gonna come daily, every day,
Right.
something is weird about that.
I want to help you put up the Christmas lights. No.
And I'm
And she was
inviting you
okay
in
with
for
that.
wine.
She was okay with that. Not only that, first of all,
I feel like
he
she was
cut the
disrespecting.
grass.
Disrespecting her husband?
She was disrespecting her
She
husband.
was.
It seemed like she wanted to have a relationship with him. Like she wanted something a
I-
little
you
bit
know
more
what?
with him.
I
'Cause
think that-
who that crazy? Who is that crazy?
I feel that in the movie it didn't really dive deep into it, but because she didn't have trust issues with her husband, he had cheated on her prior, so
Right.
therefore I felt like that's where that
Stems from.
that wavering where she
Right.
wasn't really
And maybe because of
Yeah.
his attention.
yeah.
All attention ain't good. It's not
Right.
it's not good. It's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta. What is this?
Yeah.
What is this? And she really didn't kind of question what is this enough. She just was inviting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was.
I just felt like that was really unrealistic. I know it's some people that may be like that, but you can't be that crazy.
Right.
But they were in
Like-
California. Well, they're a little
California
superficial.
they
Little
they
superficial.
Oh, he's just
No
being
disrespect.
friendly, even though he
But
said he
I'ma
was gonna
tell you
move to
this.
Florida.
Oh yeah, he kept saying he was gonna move
Yeah,
to
he was
Florida.
saying, but you at my house every day.
But
Every
see,
day.
This is where
Now, how would you have handled that in real life?
Well, I could tell you a quick situation. I had a lawn guy who he was supposed to show up one day, but he didn't. So he showed up randomly nowhere. I didn't like that, and he was my lawn guy. But you don't show up on the day when I don't ask you to. So that right there was one
red
thing.
flag.
Yeah.
And so, how would you have handled that?
Look, I have to set you straight. I'm gonna be friendly just a little
Right,
bit.
because you don't want to. You don't
But
know
after
psychologically
the second,
where they are.
third time, it's like, hey, you sold me this house for a reason.
Right. Bye bye.
I can't deal with you
Sure.
showing up every day. I'm
Right.
sorry, but you can't show up
Right.
here. You need to call me, send me a text message. But other than that,
And there's no
I'm
text
sorry.
message. You don't even have my phone
I'm
number.
sorry. You do not show
Oh,
up.
I gotta
my
go.
house.
Yeah. And you
This
do
is
that
getting a
enough.
little weird.
Right.
This is the third or fourth time you've been here.
But did you see what he did to Tommy from Power?
They get real punkish.
They did.
And I don't
Man,
That's his-
I did not like that at all.
Why they had to do him like
I'm not gonna
that?
tell you
It
too much,
was
but yeah.
just really, really.
I love
punkish.
Tommy.
I do
Wait,
too.
wait, Tommy.
I do
It's
too.
like what?
See,
Yeah,
me,
but
I would have noticed in the beginning. Maybe because for me, I'm a paranoid person. And if something seemed off, I'm an overanalyzer, so I'm gonna analyze the mess out of it, and I'm not gonna miss not one ounce of nothing. So that's the way I would have handled it. I wouldn't have been nice the first. I'll be nice, okay, but I'm watching. I'm looking, I'm observing everything.
First of all, I'm not one to answer the door.
Yeah, you didn't call me.
God, thank you.
Did anybody call me?
I don't answer the door anyway.
I don't like
I'm
to
looking
answer the door
through
when
the
you just
shears.
pop up at my
Yeah.
house.
Yes.
Yeah. A friend of mine was like, oh, I was getting ready to go somewhere one time, and they were going to pop up, and they were calling. And I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm down the street. Well, what you doing down the street?
Yeah.
We didn't discuss we going to meet up. You can't just pop by.
Right.
So he just kept on going down Jefferson.
Right.
I'm getting ready to do something. So,
Sometimes I'm
people
lazy,
popping up.
and my house is messy.
Yes.
I don't want to.
I don't
to
like
show up
that.
at my messy
And look, you're at
house
home
today.
for a reason.
Yes. And
Especially
I'm naked at home. Let me
Now
be
is
alone.
quarantine time. People don't pop up right now
Right.
too much. But yeah.
Yes.
So alrighty, so we have enjoyed you guys for the Artist Therapy. We really appreciate you popping in and visiting us for this show. We'd love for you to come back next Friday at
Yes.
7 p.m. and join us on the Artist Therapy on WJZZ Cool TV. Yeah, we just a bunch of friends that's just gonna sit down and chit chat, and besides, what else you got to do?
Right.
So we'll see you next Saturday. Oh, excuse me, Friday. I wish it was
here
Saturday.
Right? That would be better.
Right, Saturday. All right. So God bless. See you guys next time. Always be